Hey everybody, it's me, Julz Chan again, and welcome to another installment of Julz Chan's Comic Corner. Yet again, here it is, Convergence, week number 3. And, oh boy, Convergence week number 3, well, the rest are more entertaining, I have to say, but Convergence, the main book, despite the cover, it's not that good. Okay, here's the thing, a lot happens in Convergence issue number 3, and it's very disjointed. We find out that there's an underground city, we have this sorcerer Deimos, who by the way is a villain. Then we got this whole stuff with time travelers, including Monarch, kind of a waste of a cameo. And then we have Thomas Wayne Batman, presumably sacrificing himself when fighting off a whole bunch of Gotham villains. And of course there's Talos destroying anyone that opposes him. I don't know why did they have to include the scene where he kills all the Kryptonians. Kind of a pointless scene. It didn't really add anything aside from, oh yeah, he's a badass, he killed a whole city that defied him. Still, nah, I don't see the point in that kind of scene. You could just leave that out, it's a waste of time. This issue is pretty much cluttered as it is. And of course, then there's the whole Earth 2 Dick Grayson, who's been kind of hard to be around, but him being shot by a Joker, a pre-Crisis, I think, or pre-Zero Hour, possibly, Joker? I forget which, but yeah, he's shot by Joker, and shock of all shocks, he's paralyzed. Yeah, I'm very sure it's paying homage to the Killing Joke, and how very ironic that, you know, his wife in Earth 2 was Barbara Gordon, and then, oh, he sees Oracle from the other parallel Earth, and now he has been paralyzed too by a shot from the Joker. Yeah, I find that so ironic, so clever, and so necessary to have stop trying to recreate Oracle. No way. And also, I don't enjoy comics where disability creation is caught, because it's a classic example of women in refrigerators thing. And for this one, I just for some reason rolled my eyes at that, but it is the Joker, he's sadistic, whatever, and at least Talos had the courtesy to take him down. Thank you, Talos. Yeah, a lot happens in this book, and I don't know if Convergence issue 3 is worth your time. I mean, it's kind of essential, but it doesn't look good. It's very conjointed, smashing too much stuff together, and they're too spread out. And we're already dealing with multiple Earths here. Let's not make an event comic like that more confusing than it has to be. It's kind of a mess, and also the artwork, too much inking in places. Stop that, artist, please. Enough with the over-inking, please. It's really distracting. Convergence issue 3, not that good. But what is good is all the other books. Starting with Adventures of Superman issue number 1. First and foremost, the artwork, I love it! And also this is pre-Crisis of Infinite Earths Metropolis, I think. Again, it's time travel related space-time stuff, so I get confused. But Adventures of Superman, I love the artwork, and this is taking place before Crisis on Infinite Earths, and this is the Supergirl, headband Supergirl, and the fighting, really good. The adventure, really good. And also the hallucination scene where she's exposed to some sort of gas in the Phantom Zone, and where she's seeing visions of her whole life and her death at the hands of the Anti-Monitor. Oh my gosh, so many feels. If you love Crisis on Infinite Earths, then you know what I mean. And also the bravery that she still shows, that even though she knows she will die in the future, that she's destined to die, she is not stopping to save her cousin. I really love that scene. A lot of some pathos and feels. If you are a fan of Crisis on Infinite Earths, which I am, then pick up this book. Next we have Wonder Woman issue number 1. Now I guess a common theme, or a common thing they tried to poke at, is that Wonder Woman's religious beliefs and how they kind of juxtapose to modern day beliefs. And of course some people call her like the devil worshipper or pagan or whatever, because she worships the Greek gods and her powers come from the Greek gods. And of course it's always fun to see those persecutors get their comeuppance, and in the best way possible. And also setting up a really great battle for the next issue, Wonder Woman versus vampire Gotham villains. Yes! perfect! Now, of course, this takes place before Crisis of Infinite Earths, and I guess, like all pre-Wonder Woman stories, the artist really liked to put Wonder Woman in bondage, and this time they also have a little bit of skin shown. However, it's more subtle. It's a lot more subtle. And also, I am a sucker for Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman, and also Etta Candy, although, oh my gosh, don't tell me that Wonder Woman's gonna have to fight as a vampire version of Etta Candy and Steve. Nah. This already has me at the edge of my seat. And also, the artwork, while there is some heavy inking here, it's not that bad. And also, it's a kind of a stylized type of art style. Kind of similar to iVampire, but better and not as murky, and you can actually tell what's going on or what people look like. So yes, Wonder Woman, issue number 1. If you want to see Wonder Woman versus vampires, pick up the series. Next, we have Justice League of America. Okay, I want to say this right now, while I like most of the art for Convergence, some of the art is ugh. Why is Sue Dibney look like that? Or why does Zatanna? It's so over exaggerated and creepy and goofy, and I am just not a fan of it. Everybody else looks fine, but this artwork, so contorted. I feel so sorry for Zatanna's face. And also, but the good side to Justice League of America is that it gives the spotlight to some of the lesser-known members of the Justice League of America. Yeah, it's kind of sad that Zatanna, John, and Zatanna... Yeah, it's kind of sad that, you know, we're not going to see Aquaman, Zatanna, Martian Manhunter in the issue, but again, it gives more of a spotlight to the lesser-known characters like Vibe or Elongated Man. And for some reason, the dialogue just made me groan because it reminded me of Identity Crisis. Ha ha ha, thanks for making Sue Dibney look creepy. However, it's an okay issue. It does have some setup, and you know, JLA versus Secret Six. Yes, or at least a Secret Six from a parallel universe. But yeah, this, despite the artwork, it's a decent issue. So pick it up. Let's get away from bad art and go to some really good art. New Teen Titans issue number 1. I love the New Teen Titans. I love Marv Wolfman's run, and the art in this is so superb, so vibrant, so bright, and so expressive, and it's just so dazzling and it has all the energy of a New Teen Titans issue. Yeah, it's not George Perez, but still wonderful and so vibrant. However, of course, everybody is kind of going through their own kind of drama after being under the dome and everything. There's a thing with Nightwing and Starfire. Nightwing kind of questioning if they would ever get married if it weren't for the dome. Then there's Donna Troy, you know, going through the fact that she has not seen her husband Terry and she hopes to see him again. Wow, gonna be hard to break the truth to her. There's the stuff with Jericho and Cole, kind of a non-issue, so not exactly important there. But then there's one thing that I wish they expanded on, which was the whole thing with Cyborg and the Prometheum power cell things killing him. And I really wish they had explored that more. We don't see that much of a change in him. Maybe if we saw more of signs of weakness or symptoms of him being affected by it, aside from being knocked out, then that would make it a lot more relevant and we could feel the weight of it more. Now, the people that they're going to be facing against is a parallel universe Doom Patrol, and of course Garfield questions it, but it's not so much their action, the fight scene between them, because it's kind of short. It's the ending, that there's possibly going to be some collusion or some sort of team up between the two, that they're going to try and plot against Talos and try to get out of this and to avoid fighting as much as possible, because both of them are both teams are very competent. They know that neither of them is trying to hurt one another. They're just trying to get home. So maybe there's a chance that this team will try and work together, but without Talos knowing. Now, the main draw to this book is the character moments, which is something you always have to have for the new Teen Titans. Character moments, because they are a family. Starfire and Nightwing, they're having problems because Starfire is being more violent, and also, again, Dick is kind of questioning whether their marriage would have happened if the dome did not entrap them in the city. And the way that Donna and Nightwing kind of talk it out, considering they're kind of having a marriage troubles of their own. So that was a really good moment where, yeah, Nightwing is having marriage troubles, but yet Donna is having it worse. So it kind of puts it into perspective that he should be thankful that at least he has his loved one, his wife, while Donna doesn't have her husband. And those are moments like that I really love. I wish that was more spread across the table though. We only get like little bits of it, like even with Cyborg and the Promethean Cell thing. But overall, still a good issue, and the ending makes me guess, like, pretty much they're gonna team up or something to try and get home and without fighting. So, great artwork, great character moments, not a lot of fighting though, but showing that both teams are kind of competent but still going through their own internal drama. So I suggest if you are a fan of the new Teen Titans, pick up this book. Now there's Green Lantern Corps #1. Now this one, not so big a fan of, considering it's mostly Guy Gardner complaining about how Hal Jordan ruined his life. If you find it entertaining how the big lug just goes all rampant on Hal Jordan's equipment, and also Hal Jordan being neurotic, and them fighting over the last bit of Green Lantern energy or whatever, I don't find this fun. It's just following Guy Gardner and just watching him being a jerk, and just trying to find Hal, and it's kind of annoying. It doesn't really draw me in, it doesn't make me like Guy Gardner more. I guess because, you know, he's out of a coma, and yeah, not everybody who comes out of a coma is going to be happy, but still, it's not something I enjoyed. The art was okay, but that alone is not enough to hook me in. And, you know, just going around saying, oh, I deserve more, like Hal is so, he gets everything on a silver platter, he always gets everything so easy to him, and oh, my life could have been so much better. Again, I don't enjoy that, and Guy just ruining Hal's work and equipment, I don't really recommend it. And now we move on to another comic, The Flash, following Barry Allen before Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, that's before he disappeared from this, and before, you know, he disappeared. Yeah, this is before he died, or supposedly vanished. But here's the thing, Speed Force was more entertaining than this. I'm sorry. Barry is fine, but it's kind of boring. Nothing happens until the end. It's mostly him complaining about how he's not the fastest man in the world anymore, that he doesn't know what happened to Iris, which is fine. That's how many of the people are coping with the whole dome thing, but it feels kind of standard, and nothing eventful happens until the end. And I guess, yeah, the ending, well, justifies you picking it up, considering who he's facing against, Parallel Universe Superman, but again, it's not that interesting. I'm sorry, Barry, I love you. I really do, but not much happens. I mean, unless you want to have a substandard story and see how they're doing, it does tell us how he's been coping, and, you know, how he's doing so far underneath the dome, and how happy he is, but that's kind of standard compared to all the others. So, yeah, not that entertaining of an issue. So I suggest you can either skip it, it's not necessary, but if you really are a fan of Barry, then pick up The Flash. Next, we have Legion of Superheroes. Okay, I want to make it clear that Legion of Superheroes, the art for the most part is good. There are some shady spots, but it's still good. It's just that the first page freaks me out. I'm sorry, Clark, but no, I'm sorry. Now, it just shows that how very, very competent the Legion is. Now I know that there's some people who don't like the Legion, but they're very competent teenagers, just as competent as the Teen Titans, and they're coping with it well. They're being smart about it. You gotta admire how organized they are. And also we see them really working along with the science police, who they usually fight with all the time. And also we see that it also gives a bit of an introduction to know who's here and who isn't. It does delve into their history, which is good for new readers. And of course, this version of Superman is going through the biggest loss since being under the dome. That he's not only his home is not only worlds away, but 1,000 years in the past, so he's kind of going through the biggest loss here. It's not just he's been taken out of from a dimension, he's been taken out of time. And what's even worse, that the time bubble, the Legionnaires' time bubble will not work. They're just even lucky that their flight rings will work. And I really do enjoy this issue because at the ending, oh my gosh, Legion of superheroes from the future versus Camelot-style knights, or I guess Renaissance fair knights, I guess. Sorry, but yes, whenever anything future versus past happens, and in comic books, it's going to get fun. So yeah, Legion of Superheroes, I like. We see how they've been coping. We see them being competent, military-esque team, very organized, and you learn a little bit about them. The art, for the most part, is good, and the cliffhanger that makes me want more. Alright guys, that's all the time I have. So far, week 3, a lot more promising than week 2, despite Convergence issue number 3, but still pretty much worth it. All the other books, pretty much worth it. I am so dying to read more. Alright guys, that's all the time I have. Once again, please comment, please subscribe, tell me what you thought of these issues, let's discuss it, and I will see